let's make an RBOX. We are starting with Funda 1, which was from our Let's Make a Room tutorial. First thing we want to do is save a copy of this as Funda 2 and then start making our changes. So Alt E, we enter the editor, and we'll do an Alt S, backspace 2, and then Alt L to load, just to make sure. Using left arrow with my index finger, I've come over to the walls, and I want to give us some room for this RBOX. So there we have it. Now, we use the left arrow on the keyboard and go to the domain panel. Here's our 0 domain, which is our room. It's got no name as the effect, 384 is the ceiling, and 0 is the floor. Let's just click add. Now we've added another domain, just like the previous domain. All of the values carry forward, but we're going to edit those. I'm going to take this down to 64 units, tall, high, and we'll leave the floor at 0. I want to change the ceiling texture. Now we're going to use wood D7A, I believe. We have to click down so we can see the rest of the list, and there it is, wood D7A. Click OK. And since the bottom of the box is on the floor, we don't need a texture. So left click, press delete, press enter, and the engine fills in no name, which is perfect. It means don't render this floor texture. So we now have a working RBOX, except for the most important part. We have to change the effect parameter to be RBOX. If you don't put that in, it's just another room. Now, right arrow on the keyboard using my ring finger. And let's start clicking the lower left corner of our box where it's going to be. And then we'll just go up a little bit, click again. And we need to change a few things. First of all, the front of this RBOX is going to be domain 1. We'll go back, look at the domains. Yeah, that's the right domain. In fact, since the wall now says domain 1, we can see where it's highlighted with that white, showing it's selected. There's domain 0, there's domain 1. So right arrow back to walls. And before I finish the other walls on this box, I want to change this texture. My design is indicating I want the whole box to be wood. So I click on it with the left mouse button and then I click OK. Now I'm ready to enclose the rest of the RBOX. That's it. Let's see if this is what we're looking for. Save, load, Alt E to exit the editor. And there it is. That's our RBOX. You can even get up on it. So that's pretty sweet. Let's add another RBOX. Alt E to go into the editor. Let's go over to domain. And let's go to our previous RBOX. And let's click the add button. This ends up being domain 2. It still has RBOX as the effect, so that's good. But I want to raise this up. Oh, let's raise it up 64. So the ceiling will be 128 and the floor will be 64. So we're raising it up off the ground. Now that means that the bottom of the box will be visible, so we need to put a texture there. So let's select wood 7A. That's made. We go back over, and I'm going to start by selecting one of the previous RBOX walls, and we'll duplicate that, but we need to put a 2 as the front. We're going to keep the wood texture for the walls, and we'll just enclose this. Now we have another RBOX. Let's see what it looks like. Alt S, enter, Alt L, enter, Alt E to go back to the display. And there it is. How do we see if it's got a floor right? Let's just press the caps lock and that'll make us crouch. And now you can look up. In fact, we can even walk under it and see that, yep, the bottom's displaying just right. We can jump here, and now we have the beginnings of a more complex environment, maybe a jumping game. All right, that is how to make an RBOX.